I'm Jen from You So Much, and I did a video recently where I talked about my deep love for short copy. And I was specifically talking about Twitter because I love to write tweets, and it's one of my favorite kinds of copy to write because I love the challenge of getting in an important message to get someone's attention, to reach just the right person with their fantasies in 140 characters or less. I think it's awesome. So I had someone comment on that video asking me, gosh, Jen, doesn't that conflict with your fantasy of writing a super long epic fantasy novel? And I have an answer for you. And my answer is that there's a time for short copy, there's a time for long copy, and then there's a time to write a long fantasy epic novel. And specifically as it relates to copy, because that's really what we're talking about here, when you really want to use short copy, it's obvious when things like Twitter, right? You need to get that in 140 characters or less. When it's things like a headline, you got to get it in quickly. You might also want to use it at times when you just don't have a lot of space, like a billboard or a banner ad on a website. Usually those are basically to kind of get your attention, get you in the door, or get you to click through to the website or a landing page or whatnot. So those are really great times to practice those same skills of writing short form copy. Another time that you might want to just use short copy is when you really don't need to use a lot of long copy. And that's really usually when the customer's super aware of your product and you can really say a lot with just a few words. One of the best examples of this I can think of is in my hot Portland copy video. I featured Nike and their brilliance in their website, featuring a pair of shoes with zoom across the page. And it basically said everything you need to say. For long copy, I have some people saying, Jen, when do you need to use that super long copy? Why does this need to be so long? Can't you make this really short? And the thing is that really what you want to make sure you're doing in the sales page is that you want to address every single concern that the customer has. So you want to make sure you're addressing all of their objections, but you're also talking about all of their fantasies. And sometimes that takes a lot of copy, and sometimes it doesn't. So that's really how to gauge whether or not you need super long copy or if you can do it really in a short page that doesn't need a lot of copy. And also, just like the Nike website, sometimes if the customer is super aware of the product already and it doesn't need a lot of explanation, you don't need a lot of copy. So you don't need to address a lot of objections or whatnot because they're already really aware. If they're not aware of what you're about, if they've never heard of a product like yours before, if you're brand new in the marketplace and they don't even know what the heck it is, it's super important that you are explaining it really well so they have a full understanding of how it fulfills all of their fantasies. So there you go, my friend. That is my answer to your question about when to use long copy and when to use short copy. And the gist of it is, use as much as you absolutely need. Don't use more, don't use less. And make sure that you're using words to make it real. If you have a question about short copy or long copy, or more questions about the level of awareness of a customer, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below, and we'll see you next time.